As we enter the next generation of gaming, you would think that we'd be receiving games of a quality that rival the advancements in technology. Instead, in the year 2022, AAA gaming companies are serving us unfinished, generic, barely working products that seem to be designed more so to milk children on microtransactions rather than delivering a great game. There seems to be little to no pride or passion in AAA gaming nowadays, which is why over the last few years I've been gravitating towards games that are developed by indie studios. I'm Strider the Champ, and in today's video we'll be looking at a new medieval indie game, 1428 Shadows over Silesia. I actually stumbled upon this game randomly on YouTube, and I was really drawn in by the art style of the game. It has this like stylized, dark, low poly, isometric feel to it that it's just incredibly appealing. So I decided to dive a bit deeper. I saw the game had no playable version on Steam, and I joined their official Discord server and asked about a content creator program. Within a few minutes, I think I was the first member, and I had access to an early build of the first chapter of the game, which you're looking at now. Shadows of Silesia is loosely based on real events. The religious people in charge are abusing their power, taking gold, food, and women for themselves, and ignoring their religious vows. People are pissed and rebel. Normal medieval problems. Now, this background story is given to you in the introduction. I just want to point out the attention to detail with the art direction. Notice how the storybook replicates the art style used in actual medieval times. +1 to the developers already. Now, you begin the game as a member of the rebel faction fighting against religious tyranny, and what's refreshing about these indie games are they sometimes push the boundaries of good and evil. This is not Final Fantasy, where you're unquestionably a good guy. Now, in Silesia, you're supporting what would be considered the righteous side. However, in the first 10 minutes of the game, you execute a priest, murder villagers, and burn down their houses, placing our protagonist very much in the gray area of morality. Now, the game will take you through a linear story in this historic time. However, it does delve off into its own unique low fantasy storyline. And notice how I use the word linear, and thank God for this. There's a growing trend amongst games to tout the words open world and apply open world gameplay to every single genre, necessary or not. Some of us work and have children, and it's very refreshing getting right to the content and not spend half of our gaming session riding a horse between quests. And what I think this game does best is immersing you in that story. You can see and feel just the passion from the developers in almost every aspect of the game, from the beautiful graphics to the highly detailed environments filled with characters and small details. Even the music is very time appropriate and does a great job of getting your blood pumping and really feeling the moments. One of my favorite parts of the game was navigating through a dark cave via torchlight. It seems pretty basic, except your character tells you that there's 3 bandits you just chased into the cave, and they could be waiting around any corner to shank you. The suspenseful music keeps you on edge the entire time, waiting to get the knife in the back. It was such basic gameplay, but it had me fully alert and on edge because of the environment the developers created. Now, when we talk about gameplay, things are pretty basic and old school. From what I was able to play in the introductory chapter, you receive an objective marked on your map and need to move to it to continue the story. On your way, you come across enemies, puzzles, or environmental objects impeding your path. Upon navigating these gameplay elements, you move on to the next map and its challenges. There were some decisions to be made, like executing prisoners, but I do not think they actually have any impact on the game. Now, if you've been with me for a while, you know as a gamer, I'm more of a kick the door down type, so it did take a bit of time to solve some of these puzzles, and I'm ashamed to admit I had to go to Discord to solve the final one. But once I was given some advice, it was glorious to throw alcohol on a door, set it on fire, and then kick the door down. That is champ style, gentlemen. Now, the combat in the game is designed to be challenging, but perhaps with it being only Chapter 1 and my character only wielding a mace, the combat seemed relatively easy and a little clunky. I was able to develop kind of a system of sprinting out of the enemy's range, making them miss, and then moving back in to crack them. I will say I kind of felt like the combat was something I was doing out of necessity to advance the story rather than really enjoying the fights. Now, post-combat, there is a cool system where you can use a variety of alcoholic beverages and potions to heal up after combat, but the tricky thing is you're not told what the potions will do. It hasn't happened yet, but accidentally poisoning myself is definitely going to be coming. Now, there is a stealth system in the game, however, it's not in the first chapter, so unfortunately, I cannot provide any meaningful impressions on it. After playing the first chapter, I'd recommend this game to players who are obsessed with the medieval theme and are looking for a story-driven game to be immersed with. Add on to the fact it ran in an early access stage with no bugs, crashing, or performance issues, and you already have a game with more polish than the majority of AAA crap we've been served this year. Now, I can stream the first chapter of this game over on Twitch if you guys are interested in more gameplay. Let me know in the comments. Subscribe to the channel, follow on Twitch. Champ out.